Hi, I'm Daniel, I'm a sleep physician, and if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Jay sent me a message today. He is concerned that he has a fatal insomnia and asked me to make an episode about what that presentation would look like in my opinion. We're going to talk about that and more in this episode. Hi there, hope you're doing fantastic today, and before we get going with today's episode, I just want to share that Ellen, who has contributed so much to this channel, sent me a long email today. It was one of those really good ones, a real true success story where she goes over in detail what she really thinks helped her. So that's going to be probably multiple episodes. We're going to really take a look at how Ellen got completely past her insomnia. In this email from today, you can tell that this is a person who has totally left insomnia behind and can look at it from the outside perspective. Really, really good. So with that said, today's episode is really an answer to a question here from Jay, or a request from Jay, I should say. So I'm going to read our conversation, and then we're going to move on from there. So he says, "Hi Daniel, big fan of your YouTube channel. Love your videos. I've had some very bad insomnia for the past 2 weeks. Only 2 hours of sleep, not real sleep. I can't fall asleep at all. You might get this a lot, but I'm pretty sure I have sporadic fatal insomnia. I've been to the ER 3 times, seen family doctor twice. I gotta wait 6 to 7 months for a sleep study. I don't think I'll be alive by then. I just don't know what to do at this point. I'm 99% sure I have sporadic fatal insomnia." So I just said, "Hi Jay, sorry to hear this. I'd be happy to make a video or podcast reply." I asked if he's seen my videos on this topic. He said, "Yeah, no problem. I've seen your videos on sporadic fatal insomnia. Just wish you did one on when you for sure have a problem. I feel really cool, pinpoint pupils. I don't think I'll make it 6 to 7 months for the sleep study." And he said basically here, if you could make a new video on when you think you have a serious problem on sporadic fatal insomnia, that would be nice. So that's what I want to do today. Talk about, like, okay, most of my videos are very much like, I really don't think you need to worry, like, that doesn't sound like it, etc. But the flip side of that, when would I be like, oh, I'm really worried? Well, first of all, two disclaimers here. One, I'm super happy that you've talked to multiple doctors about this, because I can't give any medical advice here, of course. Secondly, I doubt that there is an expert in the world on sporadic fatal insomnia, because it's so extremely rare. Like, I think I remember, there's been maybe like 30 cases in the world ever. So most people are probably like, there's people that know much more than me, I'm sure, but for most physicians in the field are probably like myself, that have read case studies and case series and case reports and things like that. So based on that, based on what I've read, this is what I would gather would be like something that made me worried about a fatal insomnia. It would be if somebody was brought in, probably by a family member, who said, something is off with my spouse. Let's say it's a 50-year-old male, and his spouse brings him in and says, "I'm really worried about him. He doesn't realize it, but I think something is really wrong." And the patient himself would not really recognize anything as being wrong, which is typical for neurological diseases, where they have symptoms, but they don't necessarily want to or feel a need to, like, explain it, because they know, deep inside they know something is wrong, and it is to some level obvious, but they don't want to acknowledge that. So oftentimes, so that's why I feel like it would be like the spouse would be concerned, the patient themselves would still be kind of in denial, and then the spouse would be like, something is wrong, like he doesn't remember things, his speech doesn't make any sense, when he tries to grab something, he mistakes, he's fallen a couple times, he just can't keep his balance. And probably at this point, to the physician, it would be obvious too that something is wrong. You could tell that this person doesn't make sense. You could tell that their motor skills are off, And then and now the sleep part of this, the way I understand the case series is that People don't have insomnia that have these fatal conditions. Meaning they are not worried. They don't identify themselves as having problem falling asleep or staying asleep. You know, it's rather that they, when questioned, like, okay, somebody identified all these neurological problems, and they're like, how about their sleep? Like, any changes there? And then probably the spouse again would be like, yes, he's sleeping much less. He's hardly sleeping at all. But it's not identified as, like, it's not a person who's struggling with sleep, who wants to sleep, and who has identified that they can't sleep, you know? So in conclusion, to me, the way I understand the literature is that somebody with serious neurological issues that are obvious to a spouse or a physician, and who doesn't identify themselves as having problem sleeping, but rather, again, as somebody notices that they have a decreased kind of objective amount of sleep. That's what I think that looks like. So hope this was helpful, and we will be back. I'll be back with much more tomorrow. And as always, thanks so much for comments. There was a really great comment from oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name now. Just Eric's 101 and Digital 1 Mystery 9. Thanks so much for your comments, and super nice getting comments and emails as well. Daniel@insomniainsight.co is my email, and I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, take it easy. Bye bye.